Okay, we had a bit of a snafu with the internet, so we're back. Just gonna post to the new chat. Okay, and alright, we're back in here. Alright. I just found Mike the Liar, who's kind of a legend, and he will not tell me anything.
Mike is done talking. Mike is done talking.
You're kind of a liar, Mike. Kind of a liar.
Still here.
I don't know. He wasn't much help, was he? On the way to the journey. My wife's back there somewhere. I'm just gonna pretend she's on a horse too. She got horse haunches. But right now she's a little better at killing things than me. I went with pure magic, which you can't wield from a horse for some reason. But I can do this from a horse. And I'm not gonna hurt that fox. Oh shit. Poor wolf. Why are all the wolves in Skyrim rabid? Corvanjund. My life for the Empire.
Good to see. I'm glad you'll be with me in there. I don't like the looks of this place. And I'm not talking about the Stormcloaks.
What are you talking about?
Sold ruins. They don't want us here. The ancient ones. Better left alone. But never mind all that. We're the Emperor's soldiers. We'll do our duty no matter what stands in our way, right?
Yes. Filthy Stormcloaks. What happened to your armor, by the way? You had different armor when I met you before. So did she. What?
No matter. We have the element of surprise. Prepare to move out. Follow me. Listen up, Legionnaires. Those Stormcloaks are here for the same reason we are. Ulfric, the Pretender, wants that crown, but we're not going to let him have it. I realize some of you may know men on the other side, but remember this. They are the enemy now, and will not hesitate to end your lives either. General Tullius is counting on us to bring back the Jagged Crown, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's show these rebels what real soldiers look like.
Alright, boys. Keep charging, guys. What are you doing down there? Where's everyone? There we go. Gotta sneak.
Charge on my signal. Time to show what you're really made of.
That'll teach you to close, mate.
You two, stay and guard the entrance. We don't want any Stormcloak reinforcements taking us by surprise. Everyone else, with me.
Yeah, we're just gonna hold the whole place with 2 men. That seems a little, not good. Not a good plan. Alright, time to go close quarters now.
I don't like the look of this. Perfect spot for an ambush. 10 to 1, they're just waiting for us on the other side.
But there isn't any other way through, Legate.
Let's not jump to conclusions, soldier. The Legion always finds a way. I'd rather take a moment and look around than walk blindly into an ambush. Auxiliary, see if you can find another way through. We'll charge in to help as soon as we hear fighting.
I could. Or I could Leroy
Somewhere above us.
Jenkins. Not much of an ambush, guys. That was completely unnecessary to find another way.
Still here.
What happened to that guy? Just fell over as soon as we got in here. I think there's Draugr down here. Not gonna go through there.
Mind yourself. And this
Oh, great.
must be the Hall of Stories.
I bet we have to.
What's the
I've heard of this.
Oh. Ah. Ah. My wife, do not run through blades. That's for me to do, okay? Is there one of those claw things here? Yep. Fox, butterfly, dragon.
Some kind of stone claw? I wonder what it's used for.
This is what it's used for.
Good job.
Thank you. Who killed all these guys?
Let's move out.
That doesn't look good. I'm gonna save this torch for later.
I smell blood. All right, Legionnaires. Spread
You
out
do?
and see what we've got. Auxiliary, do what
Great.
you do best. See if you can find some way to get that gate open.
It's what I do best. Am I a gate opener? No, not yet. Well, I don't want that. Oh.
All right, let's move. We've got more. Steady, Legionnaires.
Oh, shit. Eatra, where are you? Where's my wife?
Follow me.
Where's my wife? Oh, shit. They killed 2 of us. Are you okay? Any scratches on you? Okay. Don't give me that look.
The crown should be around here somewhere. Spread out. Keep your eyes open.
It's on that guy. Do I dare touch it? Oh, fuck. Oh, jeez.
Take that crown back to Solitude, soldier. Stay here and see if we can find anything else that could be of use.
I like this. I might keep it. What do you think?
Still here.
No? I guess you don't like it. I like it. What's this? Slow time. Somehow I understand that word.
I've got your back.
Well, maybe next time it'll be a challenge. Did you guys get any action? We lost 2 guys back there. You guys probably should have been with us. I don't know. Who am I to command men? I'm just a raw recruit who took out a whole fort of guys, of bandits. I'm just a cold-blooded creature living in the snowy lands of Skyrim. What do I know? Ready? Whoops. Nobody saw that. Were you looking at my wife?
I wonder, what does the Dragonborn do once he's summoned by the Greybeards? Can the Thuan be taught? Like any skill?
I don't know how they learned it.
The Emperor's cousin Vittoria Vici is getting married soon. The reception will be public. Anyone in Solitude can attend.
I think that guy's good. He's blind in one eye.
If you're looking for opportunities to make some coin, well, I'm your man.
Nah.
I've got a little word if you're interested, traveler.
The Divines saved me from the streets, and they can save you from your trials as well.
Citizen?
Well,
May the Divines guide and keep. May you be saved by the Divines, as I once was.
tell me more.
What do you need?
I want to be saved. I'm the Dragonborn. I need spiritual guidance. Wait. Maybe I should speak to the Greybeards.
What do you need?
Where am I going? Tullius. I'll just wait for him. Where is this guy? Is he in the dungeons? Where's Tullius? You don't know?
Can't wait to kill another of Ulfric's boys.
Been waiting here all day long.
Can't wait to kill another of Ulfric's boys.
There you are. Jeez.
There's not much up there, but if we can regain Winterhold, our proximity to Windhelm should keep Ulfric wary and wasting troops garrisoned at home.
All right, here's the crown.
Soldier. I have to admit, I had my doubts it even existed. Did you run into any trouble?
Nothing I couldn't
That's
handle.
what I'd like to hear. I'll get the full report from Legate Ricca. Now then, I need someone I can trust to deliver a message of great import to Jarl Balgrove of Whiterun. We have
That guy?
good authority that Ulfric has raised enough men to attack the city of Whiterun. Jarl, however, refuses the Legion's support. This missive should convince him. Be aware, soldier. These documents contain sensitive intelligence for the Jarl's eyes only.
Yes, sir.
Everything all right?
Guess I can't look even if I wanted to. How many earrings does this guy have?
I'm right behind you.
That you are. That you are.
Wait. I know you.
No, you don't. Cops want to talk to you. It's never good. Just keep moving. Just keep walking.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. No
I have a
doubt
message
you
from
must
General
have
Tullius.
these men in my castle. How many times must I deny him? Well, out with it.
Ulfric's gonna attack Whiterun.
Give the papers to my steward.
Your eyes only.
Don't be daft. Proventus is my eyes. Just give me the letter. I presume once I have it, I can do as I please with it? Good. These are interesting reports. Proventus, what do you make of all this? If Ulfric were to attack Whiterun,
As in all things, Lord, caution. I urge us to wait and see.
Pray wait.
I'm of a mind with Ireneth. It's time to act.
You plan to march on Windhelm?
I'm not a fool, Proventus. I mean, it's time to challenge Ulfric to face me as a man, or to declare his intentions.
He'll do no such thing.
He was rather straightforward with Torrig.
Torrig? He simply walked up to the boy and murdered him.
That boy was High King of Skyrim.
I'm not the High King, but neither am I a boy. If Ulfric wants to challenge my rule in the old way, let him. Though I suspect he'll prefer to send his storm cloaks to do it for him.
True. He's already
Shout
proven
battle?
his personal strength. Now he seeks to prove his armies.
Then might I urge you to consider General Tullius's request? I mean, if you are bent on offending Jarl Ulfric.
Ulfric is the one who has offended. But Proventus has a point. Ulfric has made it clear. In his mind, to refuse his claim is to side with the Empire.
And what harm is there in letting a few legionnaires die in place of your own men?
It seems cowardly.
I'm a legionnaire now.
Was it cowardly then to accept the white gold concordat?
This again.
Yes.
That was different. It was I given a chance to object to the terms of the treaty? No.
Exactly.
The Jarls weren't asked. We were told. And we had to like it.
The chests of gold didn't hurt.
Damn it. This isn't about gold.
It's time to decide.
Lord, wait. Let us see if Ulfric is serious.
Oh, he's serious. But so am I.
Finally.
You there. I have a message for you to deliver to our friend, the esteemed Jarl of Windhelm. Deliver this axe to Ulfric Stormcloak.
Should I say anything?
True, he's a dangerous and bloodthirsty man, but he's also a Nord that honors our traditions. Keep your wits about you and you won't be harmed. And then get back here, because if Ulfric isn't bluffing, I'll need every able body to defend Whiterun. Good. Good.
I understand.
Proventus, bring me my pen and the good parchment. Now,
we
if you
writing
don't
a
mind,
letter, Lord?
I've got a sit. Yes, to General Tullius. I need to make a few things clear before.
Did you give me the axe already? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna be on my way. Quit eating. We gotta go.
I'm right behind you.
We could fill some more silence as someone joined in. But this is an experimental thing.
It's so good to see you again.
Yes, yes. You need some more money, hobo?
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
I call you hobo, but you're probably the best one in the city.
Divines smile on a charitable soul.
The people in this city are so racist against Dark Elves and
Dies
Argonians.
down a bit before tonight. Hard when you've got to sleep outside.
Spent my life serving
Yeah,
towns.
and you're in a
Plan
vest.
to stop now, no matter what the Empire says.
Sleeveless.
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel all the same.
Where is Ulfric? Ulfric Stormcloak, huh?
Yes? Make it quick. I'm a busy man.
I've got a message for you.
Is that so? I've been wondering when he'd come around. Oh, what's this? You're quite brave to carry such a message. It's a pity you've chosen the wrong side. You can return this axe to the man who sent it, and tell him he should prepare to entertain visitors. I expect a great deal of excitement in the city of Whiterun in the near future.
Oh, you're not gonna fight him? Yeah. The reason I didn't join you guys is because you're racist. you will be stopped.
True, I may meet my end in a dark alley with a dagger in my back. But the people have seen the truth, and they will not back down.
Well, if you're just sitting around this room where anyone can waltz in, yeah. So, we'll be seeing you.
Sooner than you think.
That seems like very, not too much information. Seems like you're gonna attack right away. I could kill you right now, by the way. Look, no guards. They're all the way over there. But we'll settle this the right way.
I'm not much of a strategist, but Lord Ulfric listens to my counsel.
Everything all right?
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
Stormcloaks. Pretending to care.
Being old's not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed. When my working days are done.
Hello, yes. I'm the Dean of History and scribe work when I can find some quiet time.
I don't recall asking.
Come on in, just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Well, excuse me.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Take a look.
I'll have some mead.
Remember the Winking Skeever next time you're footsore. Bring up some more mead, my boy. This cask's nearly tapped.
Yes, Father. Which cask should we open?
Just bring any of them, lad. Can't risk thirsty customers without mead to drink, even for a second.
We just got a cask of old gold 200 that has a crack in it. Better serve it now before it goes bad. I believe our design.
Good idea, sis. Maybe you ought to be in charge.
Yes, yes, fine. Just hurry. Mustn't keep the customers thirsty.
I once captained a ship called the Argent Raptor. She struck an iceberg and went down just north of
Glad you
Windhelm.
decided to check us out.
If you need a good
You
room,
sound
I think I
younger
can
than your
manage.
kid.
My shipmates scoff at my love of finery, but I know envy when I hear it.
I've only been a part of the Red
Soft
Waves
sheets
crew
and
for a
hard
few
Are,
weeks.
are you
What's that
bragging
Already
to
learned
me?
Stay out of Captain Safia's way.
Fletching suits me. It's difficult
Been a good
and
week, my boy.
sometimes tedious,
Loud
but a
customers
well-made
mean good
arrow
cheer,
strikes
good
forth like
cheer.
the fury of a god.
That's the headsman.
You know, I had to retire and leave you to run the skeever, son.
You just spend your time here bossing me around and yelling for more drinks. You're practically retired already.
I'm right behind you. Feel free to make requests.
Hmm.
You should think about staying the night.
Just tipping you.
Keeps it.
Tomorrow's no job for a young lady.
Would have been
Excuse me.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory.
War drummer?
What is it?
Watch what you're doing.
Wait a second. I'm supposed to be going to Whiterun.
Skies, traveler.
Ah,
I've got your back.
how did I forget? It's another day's ride. One day later.
I'm right behind you.
I guess I can wait. We got here at 4 in the morning. Just passed out on the Jarl's table. Ugh.
Another wanderer.
Don't look at me like that.
My father's boots. Good job.
Excuse me, boy.
The only grown-ups who talk to me are the kind I don't want talking to me.
Yeah, the only kids talking to me are the kind I don't want talking to me.
Ouch! Hey!
Yeah. I gotta bask. I'm a lizard. I gotta get warm.
My men are fearless. It's the Imperial milk drinkers I'm worried about.
There you are.
I can take my men and leave.
No, of course not. Just don't let me down, Scipius. You'll need to set up water brigades to combat the flames.
Already taken care of.
You Imperials are efficient. I'll give you that. How long until they arrive?
Sir. Damn, not long. Huh? They're hiding in the countryside.
Damn it. What's it
Wait, I know you. There's no mistake. You're a wanted man, and it's
What?
time to pay for your crimes.
What did I do?
Oh, forgive me, Thane. I didn't realize it was you. We'll look the other way this time, but even the Jarl's influence has its limits. Be more careful.
Sir?
What?
I don't even know what I did.
Sir, they're on the move. They'll be at the gates at any moment.
Why didn't you say so immediately?
Sir, I tried.
This is it. Time to see what these storm cloaks are made of.
The men are already gathering at the gates. Move it, soldier. Spread the word. Go, go, go!
Shit.
Oblivion take them. Every miserable last one of them.
Am I supposed to go? Okay, hon. We're about to go into battle. I don't want you to go out there.
I've got your back.
Okay. Let's do this.
I'm right behind you.
Where are the water brigades? You people are supposed to be getting ready for a siege.
So I can learn the merchant's trade.
Yeah.
I need more experience.
Do you get to the
It's
clouds
siege time.
very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
What did you say to me? Nazim. My old nemesis. Out of the way.
I've got your back.
Oh. No one saw that. I thought the siege was starting now. I better tell the Jarl that I got his axe.
I've got your back.
Okay.
I serve Jarl Baldwin.
I know. I know.
You've returned with... As soon as you left, I sent word to General Tullius, who's been kind enough to lend us some of his troops, and Legate Scipius here. Let Ulfric try to make it past our combined forces.
He's coming.
Turn you back over to your legion. Legate Scipius will have use for you. Gods be with us all. Now,
Enjoy
if
your
you don't
visit to
mind,
Dragon's Reach.
I've got a city to keep.
Where's Scipius? Wait, what?
What is it, Argonian?
The Stormcloaks are here, in force. Get down to the front line. This is it. We must hold the city. Now move it!
Yeah, I thought they were already here. He said sooner than we know.
Be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
Okay. Oh, shh. Idra. Where's Idra? Where the hell is my wife?
Hey, watch it.
Have you seen Idra? That's concerning.
Careful not to torch anything important.
I'm not the one setting shit on fire, lady.
Good afternoon.
No, it's not. It's a siege. Jesus. There you are. I couldn't find you. I was worried.
Still here. This is it, men. This is an important day for the Empire and for the people. And for all society.
I wonder how many of us think.
The day we send a message and the rebel Jarls who support us.
I can't hear what she's saying.
No mistake. What we do here today, we do for Skyrim and by cutting out the disease of this rebellion.
That's your old armor.
Make this country whole again. Ready now, everyone with me. For the Empire.
Wow, we have like 2 Imperials. Shh. There they go. Oh god. You can't take them all on your own. Don't try it. They're getting in. Whoops, wrong guy. They're retreating. No, you're not getting away from me. Cowards. Hey, what were you doing here the whole time, boy?
Revel in your victory here today, even as the gods revel in your honor. They already sing of your valor and skill. The halls of Sovngarde are no doubt ringing with your praises in defeating these storm-cloaked traitors. You have proven the hollowness of their cause and the fullness of your hearts. The citizens of Whiterun are forever in your debt. But Ulfric will not stop here. No, he will continue to strike out against any true Nord who remains faithful to the Empire. But Ulfric will not stop here. No, discord and chaos will continue wherever he can against any true Nord. We must remain faithful to the Empire. Continue to fight this insurrection, lest our fallen brothers have died for naught. Lest our honor
Insurrection, yes. This is exactly like what happened at the White House.
carry on then. My gratitude and blessings go with you.
I should be up here.
For Whiterun, for the Empire.
And what might you need? Hmm?
What are you doing?
Need a blade? We should talk to Adrian.
Yes, I haven't got all day.
Oh, the whole city's on fire.
I find your hand in my pocket. I'm going to cut it off.
Who's thinking of stealing right now? City's on freaking fire, dude. Sometimes, I swear, these coppers, dude.
Being old's not so bad.
I need a drink.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out. Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Take a look.
This guy's suspiciously happy to talk to me.
Yes? I once captained a ship called the Argent. She struck an iceberg and went down just north of Windhelm.
Still here.
I've got weapons forgiven, armor forgotten. Seems there's no way. Yep. I just have one question for you. Light, medium, or heavy?
Heavy, baby.
They don't make finer state. Now that's it. One free outfit per soldier. You lose that, or get it banged up. You'll need to pay like everyone else.
Let's see how I look in this Imperial armor.
Anytime you need arms or armor, my forge never.
Not bad, not bad, but look at this. Damn, it is dour here in Castle Dour right now. I'm not just saying that for the pun, it just is.
The winking skeevers got warm beds.
Why do you keep switching armors?
Something to report? I'll
There's
take
not
my
much
leave
up
then.
there, but if we can regain Winterhold, our proximity to Windhelm should keep Ulfric wary and wasting troops garrisoned at home. By defeating Ulfric at Whiterun, we have solidified the allegiance of the Jarl. Perhaps the Stormcloaks will soon lose heart for this little rebellion of theirs once and for all. I'm promoting you to Quester. Take this blade, symbol of your new station and responsibility. I'll keep an eye on your progress. The Empire rewards excellence, and so do I. You'd be
Orders,
wasted as
sir.
a regular soldier. I have special plans for you. You'll be of greater use to me with greater flexibility. Make your way to our hidden military camp in the Pale. Ricca will have important tasks for you, and will need you when we reclaim the capital.
I'd better be killing in the field.
Be with you.
Oh, hey, we got a chat.
By holding on to Falkreath, we control access to the Reach, Whiterun,
Standing for truth, I've been smashing through Injustice 2.
We'll be there to stop.
Yeah, I've seen.
What is it?
I've played Injustice 1, I think. Injustice 2 looks cool. But I pretty much just play Skyrim. Skyrim and Elder Scrolls. And Battlefront. That's about it.
Got to thinking.
Elder Scrolls Online, I mean.
I just don't know it yet.
Okay.
I'm right behind you.
What's next? Alright, if anyone watching wants to come in, I put my Discord link in the chat. Come and talk. About whatever. But I'm about to do something real special here. My eyes been on... I've had my ears to the ground. My feelers out. And Dawnstar has a big opportunity for me and my wife. Oh god. Oh god. This is a bad time for a dragon to attack. Hey. Can you hear me?
Hold on. Let me fix my audio here really quick.
Yeah, you sound a little quiet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. What's up, man?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello? Maybe he can't hear me. I can hear you.
Are you speaking? Damn it, why can't I hear you?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear?
Hold on, I'm gonna try to rejoin.
Hopefully,
Hello?
Hey, is it working?
Yeah, yo.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this is my first time setting up something like this, so I was hoping it wasn't
Cool word.
I was hoping it would work out, yeah. So what's up?
Nice. Nothing much. I just did a bit debate on the Standing for Truth channel. We were talking about Hyperianism versus Christianity.
Hyperianism, is that the god Hyperion?
No. Hyperianism is just I guess a system. We use what's called ontological mathematics to make claims about the universe. So that's what a Hyperion is. is it's like someone who uses like ontological math to like make conclusions about the universe.
Oh. Well, how do you do that math? Is it like probabilities and stuff?
No, actually not based on probability. It's like a big deductive argument.
Okay. So.
Yup.
So you just did this debate with him?
Yeah, literally like 2 seconds ago, and they like I'll probably join the after show in a second, but like I always wanted to talk to you, so like I joined like this Discord instead because
Oh,
like
yeah?
to me like I don't know like I like you you're like more interesting to speak to.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks. What'd you want to talk about?
I don't know. I guess I had like some like questions to ask about what you thought about like Hyperianism, and if you like, I mean, I'm like kind of thirsty to kind of debate like or like even just speak to like people who are like sort of like atheist types. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, so what's
No worries.
did you like do an intro and stuff explaining it?
For this particular debate, it was like Hyperianism versus Christianity. So I didn't really do an opening this time because it was like more of like a open-ended like debate or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you watch my previous debates on Hyperianism against people on Standing for Truth channel, you'll get a like a synopsis, I guess, of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll have to check
really,
that out.
really, no worries. Really, like what ontological mathematics is and Hyperianism is about is like ontological mathematics is like the study of like the nature of existence.
Yeah. But like really strict mathematics a little bit instead of just like philosophizing.
Yeah, it definitely mixes philosophy in there, but it's like I would say that like idealist mathematics is philosophy.
Yeah. They're all connected eventually.
Yeah.
So what is so obviously you're not concluding Christianity from it.
No, definitely not.
So what are some of the conclusions that you get from Hyperianism?
Yeah, so I mean, some of the implications of ontological mathematics are that we're like eternal beings, that are like we say that there's nothing but math in mind, or you could even say like math in like waves. So yeah, we say that like these wave particles have like a mathematical way that they behave, and like it just so happens that like the way that they behave like creates what's called like non-orthogonal waves, and these non-orthogonal waves are what give rise to the space-time domain.
So and then but you think they're like mental waves, kind of originates from a mental property?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of similar to Christianity, I guess, in that they also say everything originates from the mental.
Yeah, but the difference is that they're like a dualist like model, like where they say like God transcends nature, and like I think we both would agree that there's like nothing that can do that. And so like where Hyperianism comes into play is like we're like a dual aspect monism, and we say that like matter is like there or whatever, but like it's reducible to mind, so like the mind makes like the matter. But also like the other difference between us and Christianity is like I would say that Christianity violates Occam's razor by like adding more attributes than is like needed. to like the equation that we use.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because well, you agree with the mental part, but they add all these other things in, like omniscience and omnipotence. And
But like benevolence and shit like that.
yeah, they assume a lot.
Yeah.
And
so like we're like against that because like they're like making like irrational conclusions.
so is it more of just an awareness that you're talking about instead of like kind of a personality?
Like, I mean, we wouldn't even say that there's like an awareness per se. Like, I would say that awareness is something that like strictly comes from like consciousness. But I would say that these mathematical wave functions are not conscious. They're just, behaving like in a natural sense. And that's like what gives rise to the space-time domain.
Okay. So what would be like, what's the difference between that and like the mental that you're talking about and like an aware mind?
Yeah. So I would say that like the aware mind like has like personality to it.
Yeah.
And so like our mathematical wave functions don't have any personality to it. It's just like their movements are like inevitable, if that makes sense. Like they're like, since it like has a path it can take and there's nothing that stops it from taking that path, like we just say that it takes that path.
Yeah. So what about it makes it mental though? Is it some sort of cognition, I guess, but it's not aware of what it's doing?
So what makes it mental is like the process from which like the space-time domain is created. Like it uses what's called like a Fourier transform, which is like you could think of that as like what thinking is. Like thinking is just like stacking waves on top of each other. But like we just say that there's no like intelligent being like sitting behind there like doing that or whatever. It's just we just say that that process is something that is like a natural process that happens, and that is like necessary by what's called the principle of sufficient reason.
So is it almost computer like?
Almost.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand like why would it be called mental?
Because like the Fourier transform is like what you can think of as like thinking. It's just like when when you
like calculating.
Like when you talk to like neuroscientists, they'll even tell you that like thinking is just like when you like stack these waves on top of each other and they make like complex waves, which are like complex like thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard for me to understand how that would work. Like yours is a little bit it makes a little bit more sense than Christianity because it's got less moving parts, I guess. But kind of the gripe I have with like the theist type of saying that there's that everything comes from the mental is like the mental seems to be made up of properties of its own. So it's kind of like the infinite regress of like, well, who created God? But like, so what if everything needs a mental process behind it? What is instantiating the properties that allow the mind to think? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you can think of like the concept of aseity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just say that like that's like how it comes into play or whatever, but like it's it's also eternal as well, but like it has its own reason for existing.
Yeah. So it just exists as a brute fact, kind of.
Yeah, like I would say it's irrational to like start like your model of existence without aseity, because you need aseity. Like aseity is like necessary in my worldview.
Yeah, I think at some point something just exists because it exists.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have an infinite regress.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, that's what we say like is the reason for these like mathematical minds to exist or whatever. Um yeah.
Yeah, I just think if you're gonna grant a satiety to a complex mind, I feel like it's simpler to just grant that to matter itself.
Well, for me that like when you do that, you run into like Hempel's dilemma, um which states that like if you're like drawing your conclusions based off of observable phenomena, well you're inherently illogical because um because classical physics hasn't doesn't have a complete model for us.
Yeah, I mean we're never gonna know everything. Probably.
I mean
but
maybe I mean maybe I mean I don't to me I don't really make that assumption or whatever.
Yeah.
um yeah, I just use the math that we have at hand, and for me like that math the source formula that Hyperions use gives a logical understanding of how the space-time domain like exists. uh yeah, and we to me that's like knowing how we came to existence.
Okay, so it's it's like the universe is a computer that's kind of
Sort of, yeah.
calculating the existence of matter, and then matter is kind of
it
the idea that comes out of
yeah,
the
it's like a
behaviors that are like possible
representation.
within the mind.
Yeah, you can think of like when I talk about a Fourier transform, it's like when we like it's like the transfer of frequency information, which is like dimensionless, into space-time information, which is has dimension and extension. So it's the idea that like this source formula has all of the information needed to code existence. um it's just that it waits until these non-orthogonal waves are produced to give rise to it.
Well, it makes more sense than Christianity, for sure.
Cool. At least that.
Yeah. I don't know if I would call that a mind, unless I'm kind of missing a piece of it. Because that's kind of how I think of it anyway. Is it's like a complex interaction that is capable of producing calculations.
To me, you could call it like, to me, I mean, I'm not really stuck. Hyperions aren't really stuck on the term mind, because to us, like we already make the assertion that it's not like a conscious thing. Like the reason why
Yeah.
we use mind is to like, I guess, like talk to layman's or whatever. But yeah, you're right. It's just like a system of rules. Yeah.
Yeah. The way that I kind of understand it, it's pretty simplistic and like philosophical, rather than like hardcore physics. But the way that I understand why things exist is kind of, for some reason, non-existence just doesn't work. And so therefore things
I
have
would
to
agree.
exist. And
Yep.
I don't know if there's any reason why total non-existence doesn't work, or at least I can't articulate it. I think you could intuitionally.
Imagine trying to stop nothing from happening. Like, you can't do it.
Yeah.
It's illogical.
Yeah. It's like intuitionally trying to think of like absolute nothingness is just impossible. But it's hard to articulate why that would be. But I think you can know that it is impossible, because absolute nothingness can give rise to absolutely nothing. That's all it does, is nothing, and it can never change, it can never move on or do anything, and yet here we are. So for some reason, it was never a possibility.
Yep, I agree.
But why that is,
Totally.
and how matter would know that it's impossible to not exist.
I think why that is like not really a question that we should be asking or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, like, the big question is, how does that work? Like, if you can explain how that process works, then like I think that's like better than like the why.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I mean. Like how.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, how it works.
Yeah, you would like you might like reading this book on ontological mathematics then, because it tries to logically explain like how that works. Like, basically we try to say that like the structure of nothingness is something, if that makes sense. And so we have this like equation called Euler's formula that kind of gives you the logical understanding of how, quote unquote, nothing makes something. But really, like we just said, like nothing just equals something.
Is that like the physical nothingness where it's just like who wrote the book something from nothing? The physicist. I forget his name right now. But it's essentially just like energy in a vacuum that can be converted to matter, and
correct,
matter and antimatter, and then matter and antimatter eliminate each other and become nothing, sort of, but it's not really nothing because it's just energy, which is really just
like we say, like
potential to do work
to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
you could say that, like, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like when you put it all together, it becomes it's a net zero, but yet you can take that zero apart and there's stuff inside of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this like source formula that Hyperions have like described like what you're talking about in detail. And it's like basically we say like I mean, the way that it was taught to me is like, okay, like nothingness is like a box, and like inside the box is like everything.
Yeah, nothing is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of paradoxical, and I think
for a human it's paradoxical, but like if we like zoom out of our like fucking like human experience, then it makes tons of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really interested in kind of these like philosophical, like almost like poetic understandings of mathematical and physical truths. Like I'm sure you've heard the phrase like from darkness comes light, and stuff like that. And that kind of, it always seemed like really just cliche and kind of empty to me when I would hear stuff like that. And then I started thinking about, well, the reason anything exists is because nothing can't exist. So it's sort of like nothingness as darkness, or darkness as like what is impossible. From the impossible comes the possible. And that's also
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean, I love that analogy
yeah.
because, like, if you look at like a drawing or whatever, it's like we only understand that the drawing is a drawing because, like, of the dark spots that are there.
Yeah, that too. And it's kind of how we how we learn from childhood, but how we learn as adults too is we learn what not to do, or we learn what isn't possible,
Yeah,
and from that
exactly.
we can then figure out what is possible.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So that kind of stuff is really cool to me.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you were on the same page there.
Yeah.
I always wanted to speak to. I'm definitely gonna try to get some more. I'm definitely gonna try to debate like T jump at some point. But yeah, I've definitely been itching to talk to more rational people.
Yeah, that would be an interesting talk.
Yeah.
So, but you're not like theist
I
from
mean,
this?
we like to us like it's really it's like iffy because like we could say that God exists, but like we would just say that it's like a part of all of us or whatever, and we certainly wouldn't commit like Occam's razor by like adding these attributes that we don't see in ontology.
Yeah. Well, at that point, I would.
But to us, like calling it a god doesn't really like we don't really care. Like we just want you to understand like how the system works.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even really object to the use of the term God there, other than it might mislead
Yeah.
people to think of like a personal God.
Yeah, and that's usually the what I run into all the time, like when I debate like layman's is like they're like arguing from like a traditional Abrahamic standpoint rather than like, you know, what the definition of God actually is.
Yeah. Well, and it's you can think of God as like the cold hard universe, kind of like just judgment itself. Like it's not a conscious agent, but if you do something, you're going to get the consequences, period. And that's the rules of the universe. That is God. And that's kind of how I think of what religion should be about, and what the stories should be, like the lessons that they should be telling. I think that we lose those kinds of meanings when we look at Bible stories or Quran stories like literally, because then that would be like looking at Star Wars literally, like Darth Vader really was a person who actually existed. Well, no, now you're just missing the whole point of the story.
Yeah, I think that for me, like the problem is that we don't teach people like critical thinking skills, and so they like go into these like models that are irrational, and then yeah, they like miss the point since they're not like even trying to look at like the meaning.
Yeah. And then you get off into these rabbit holes of like, well, no, it is a good thing that God drowned a bunch of babies.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah,
But
it's like the difference between like a valid argument and like a sound argument.
yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of theists don't quite understand the difference.
Definitely.
'Cause
that's probably the main takeaway from like my debates with like people in that mindset.
yeah, a lot of it is some of the arguments are valid but definitely not sound. And that's what everyone's arguing over, is like the soundness of the premises that are kind of assumed.
Yep. I guess I don't mean to be like a commercial for Hyperianism, but like that's why Hyperianism is like a better model, is because we're using mathematics, which is like you could call that like the master axiom. It's like shit that everybody could understand because it's numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know about Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah.
So I like his. He is a theist, sort of. He's not too strict, really, about that, but I like his biblical interpretations because they're about God as judgment and not as like a personality
Yeah,
so
like he
much.
never claims like any ontological objectivity to God. Like I think for me, like Jordan Peterson represents like the psychological implications of like a God model.
Yeah. And if you
Yeah, I love
live
Jordan Peterson.
if you live as if that God is real, it's really not. You can do that as an atheist. It's just you're not.
100%.
Yeah, you're not worshiping some ontological being.
Thing that doesn't exist.
Yeah. and it's not about whether he went down and talked to Abraham and stuff like that. It's about the psychological aspects that are suddenly they become like relatable and applicable to reality versus rather than like these weird antiquated stories.
Agreed. Yeah, but I think um like that like avenue of like fighting that mindset is definitely futile because for me like it's like okay, excuse me, it's like whatever is ontologically true is like what I'm going to base my like universe off of. So like if the Christian God exists, like if you can prove to me the Christian God exists, then I'll give up like whatever the fuck I need to give up to not go to hell. But if if you can't do that, then yeah, like I'm gonna live my life rationally. So I think like the mode of attack that we need to use towards like fighting like mindsets like that is like good logic skills and like good critical thinking skills, just deflecting their logical fallacies.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are good critical thinking skills?
Like not committing any fallacious not committing any logical fallacies.
Is that Brenda?
Yeah, that Brenda? Yes, it is.
Hey. How's it going?
Sorry, say that again.
It's going okay. It's 11 o'clock at night. A little bit bored.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Have you been listening to Hyperianism?
I don't know what that is.
It's I mean, I haven't really heard of it. I think I've heard of it a couple times before, but not really understood it or whatever.
You would love
but
it. But yeah, it's ontological. Like Hyperianism we're like people who use ontological mathematics to make claims about the universe. So it's like a rational social system.
What is ontological mathematics? I think there's just math, right?
Nope. So there's it's like ontological mathematics is a branch of metaphysics that deals with the nature of being.
So not math.
No, it's ontological mathematics.
I'm still lost. I'm lost. I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
What is like an
Okay, so
equation that you would use? Or is it like real complex?
So I mean it is complex, but I mean I don't mind, sharing today. But yeah, so like the main equation that we use to like prove things that we prove is called Euler's formula. Or people pronounce it like Euler's.
It's pronounced Euler. It's pronounced Euler.
Yeah, or Euler. Yeah,
that's how
sure.
it's pronounced. If you're pronouncing it Euler, you're doing it wrong. That's not how his name is pronounced. And I don't understand what Euler's formula has to do with metaphysics.
Sure. So the sine and cosine portion of the formula has to do with metaphysics because like it's describing wave particles and how they behave.
Is that kind of like the layering of them or how they interact?
Yeah, like in short, like you can say like like so when we're trying to like perceive like or like conceive of like what came before the Big Bang, you have to start with excuse me you have to start with zero, because zero has a satiety, like we were talking about before. You can't stop zero from happening. You can't stop nothing from happening.
What does that mean to say that zero has a satiety?
It means it like creates its own reason for existing. Um, so
So
yeah, so we say
a satiety is usually used in terms of Jesus Christ, right?
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that he was fully man and fully God.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't
not like
understand how that.
contingent on like
I don't understand how that works with like numbers or like the number zero.
so do you know what the like aseity means or whatever?
It's gibberish. It means that
No, it has a definition.
Jesus Christ was fully man and fully God.
No, that's not what aseity means.
Yeah, isn't a satiety
Yeah.
something that just exists as a brute fact? It has a satiety, or
Yes, that's correct.
um, I mean, brute facts are a little more broad than that, but it's something that just exists because it exists and not because of any other reason.
Yeah, in Hyperianism, we say that it exists because of the principle of sufficient reason, which states that you have to explain why something is and like why it can't be any other way. So, um, yeah, we say that zero has a satiety because that's like necessary for existence. Like just, I mean, you kind of were me and you were talking about that earlier. How like yeah, like something has to exist because non-existence doesn't exist. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. I see that I was wrong about that. I thought there is a word for saying that Christ is fully man and fully God, but
Cool. We're not
the
talking about
satiety
that.
does seem to mean a being which exists in and of itself from itself.
Correct. So yeah, yeah, I forget.
Zero isn't the being. Zero is a number. It's not a being.
So yeah, like so what I would say is that the Euler's formula describes a mathematical point that implies sine and cosine waves, and so we say that Euler's formula goes through what's called a Fourier transform. So this like Fourier transform is like when the cosine and sine waves like make waves that are non-orthogonal, which means that they go slower than the speed of light. And so that's what gives rise to the space-time dimension, is like these waves that like go slower than the speed of light, like making them like quote unquote solid. So like that's like the potency of Euler's formula.
How do you make light solid?
By like so like it's not like that light is like we're making light solid. It's like that these waves that when summed together like reach the speed of light, but independently they're non-orthogonal, which means that they don't go like the speed of light, but when summed together they are the speed of light. So but independently they do not go the speed of light, which gives rise to matter.
I don't understand.
That's cool.
I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, it has to do with like it has to do with like wave particles and like how they behave, and yeah, it's definitely more complicated than what I'm trying to explain it as, but I'm definitely trying to give the like layman's interpretation of it.
The wave function isn't Euler's formula. It's not. It's a Schrodinger expression.
Yes, but the cosine and sine wave are what are involved in the Euler's formula.
Yeah. I don't understand. And I don't see what math has to do with any of this because math doesn't make things real.
It does if you like can start to like it does if you understand the fundamental philosophical functions like the principle of sufficient reason. And also like a big debate about mathematics is like if it's like discovered or if it's invented. And Hyperions just say that it's discovered and say that it's it's like humans came across it, and so
So
mathematics
you're
is
a Platonist. You're a Platonist.
could you explain what that is? Sorry.
You don't know what Platonism is.
Nope.
Okay. You should read up on it. You should read up on it.
Oh, okay.
I've looked into Platonism before, but I don't like know offhand what it is because it just.
It's the theory of forms. It says that there's an world of like there's an abstract world where say we have in our world only imperfect circles, but in there's a Platonic realm where there is the one perfect circle.
Yeah, I would agree with that actually. I would say that like the space-time domain is like a imperfect like representation of like the actual real domain
Right,
that everything
right.
is
So
reducible to.
in the Platonic realm, there are things like perfect cubes, perfect dodecahedrons, perfect pyramids, things like that. And the examples that we have here um, in our phenomenal reality are just shadows of the perfect forms, which are.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Like I would say that
Yes, that's why I said
Hyperionism
that's why I said you're a Platonist. That's because.
yeah, that's cool. I would say that Hyperionism tries to explain that logically, and it explains that like I was saying before, like it's like we are like going the speed of light, but then there are certain things that don't go the speed of light, and that would be those like imperfect things that you were talking about, like the imperfect circle or whatever. Like yeah, like those are just like imperfect space-time representations of what actually is. That's cool. I should look into Platonism.
So is it? Are you a Platonist, Brenda?
No, I'm a physicalist.
So I guess what is the difference there? Because we can represent like the perfect realm with math, and that has a relation to physical reality.
Yeah, mathematics describes our physical world. It's a description.
But I guess the contention would be that it's like a imperfect description.
Yeah.
Sure. Our representations of of reality are just not perfect always, right? So they are abstractions. So they are ideas. The circle is a concept that I have in my mind. It's a mental representation that describes um, the, the things that I see in the natural world.
And then Platonism would hold that there's a realm in which this perfect theoretical concept is like actual reality.
Yeah, a true Platonist would say that we are just remembering the world of perfect forms that we came from, and this is the memory that we have. Sort of mathematical Platonists of today would sort of say that math and abstractions exist in a separate way that is not in our world. It transcends our world in some way, but is not really. It's a little bit different than Platonism, which was Platonist. Well, of course, invented by or promoted mostly by Plato, right? Says there is this actual realm, this world that we came from, and so mathematics um, is a process of remembering what we knew before we were born. A Platonist today, a Neoplatonist, or not, well, maybe not a Neoplatonist, that was kind of a religion, but modern Platonists would kind of say that we just kind of apprehend abstract entities in themselves. And I'm a physicalist, so I say that these are just concepts that I have in my mind.
So
Yeah.
so a physicalist says that like the math, the like absolute that you're talking about is just a concept.
Yeah, they're
I'm just confused.
concepts. I don't know if it's a concept, but they're concepts. That's what I would say. That they don't have any physical reality, or they don't have a separate existence in another abstract realm. They're just ideas in my mind, and that are representations of reality.
But I don't understand because you just said that like like what we're experiencing now is just a representation of what actually is.
Yeah. Yeah, we no, not what actually is. What actually is the physical world, and a circle or a triangle in that is the concept of is some is achieved by just abstract ideas that are just in my head. They're in my head and nowhere else. That's what I would say, and I was giving you what I say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just disagree with that like
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
people
Um,
do. People have different ideas about this. Yeah.
oh, sure. I mean, definitely. But I guess the reason why I would say is because like and no physicalist can make a complete model of the universe. No physicalist has ever done that. So,
I'm pretty sure that's what physics does.
nope. Like a classical physicist will tell you they have no idea like what matter is.
Um, I don't know what that
That
means.
means that physicalism is not true since physicists don't even know what like shit is made out of.
What?
Yeah, so it means that like this is like part of like what's called Hempel's dilemma, which is like okay, if you're like making like an assertion based off of like physics, then that's inherently illogical given that physics doesn't even know what matter is. So it's like trying to like talk about like it's like trying to explain, it's trying to like talk about like you're saying like oh okay, like I know how to drive a car without knowing like what an engine is or like how it works.
Well, like, I mean, you could drive a car without knowing how it works on the
You
inside.
could, but like would we trust that? Like is that the most plausible person that we should like trust like with the car? Like probably not. Like probably the person who can explain how the car works that I'd feel safer like getting in the car with.
Is it more like
I don't.
is it? It's more just like an ontological approach, or not ontological, epistemological approach, where you're saying, look, you're saying physics is responsible for this, but you don't even know how physics works. Kind of.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that?
Hempel's
I don't know
dilemma.
what
It's
I don't know what those words mean when I say I don't. When he says I don't know how physics, we do know how it works.
no, we don't because can you tell me
Well,
what matter is?
well, we know how it works, but we don't really know why or how it got there, I guess.
Yeah, so that's
Well,
a
origin.
violation of Hempel's dilemma.
I don't know.
This is correct.
See, I'm getting kind of several different demands, and I don't understand them. I don't think that you can just dismiss physicalism that easily. Um, so the
Okay,
idea
like
is
you sure
is our,
can.
I'm sorry, what?
You sure can, and it's like through
But you did.
Hempel's dilemma that we can do that.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure you can dismiss it. You could, I guess, you could raise questions, but there's the other side of the
You can
epistemology.
totally dismiss it and say that. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, there's the other side of the epistemology where, like, if that's all we know, then that's all we know, and so that's what we're gonna go with until we get more information.
Yeah, but my argument is that we have more information. It's just this guy doesn't he, I guess he either doesn't know the information, or I'm trying to explain the information. But yeah, like I guess the like abductive argument is like what's most plausible, right? But like you have to use all of the like information at your disposal. So like I don't think we can make knowledge claims about physicalism if we don't have a complete model. And like again, if we're going to talk about what is most plausible, metaphysics, like idealism is more plausible, given it can give a complete model of the universe. It doesn't run into Hempel's dilemma.
But then you can't say anything without complete knowledge, right?
I would say you can't make knowledge claims without complete knowledge. Yes, I'd say you're only making probability claims, and that's like, I guess, like the difference between like an inductive and a deductive argument.
So I don't think that the fact that physicalism or naturalism is methodological, right? And we can't give, like you would say, some kind of ultimate metaphysical description of the universe. It doesn't really seem to me to be a problem.
To me, that's a problem, because like you're trying to make assertions based off a model that hasn't, you haven't explained. So yeah, that's a big problem to me.
But we do have explanations.
No, because again, no classical physicist, unless you're the first one, can explain like why like matter exists, like, or like how it gets there.
But how is the Hyperianism not an extension of physics? Because you're just using math. Which
it's metaphysics. That's math.
So,
math
so
is metaphysics.
No,
it's like
it's not.
idealist rather than like materialist. Yeah, it is.
That's so. I just really am not impressed by your claim that because we don't have a theory of everything that explains the origin of the universe, that we can't know anything. That seems to me to be what you're saying. We can't know anything.
Yeah, because
and
like
physics, excuse me, just a minute. Physics is illogical because we cannot give an account of the origin of the universe. It's just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous claim.
That's not ridiculous, because like the way you know things, like if you asked me if I knew something, like the way I knew something is if I can explain how it works. Otherwise, I'm guessing, which is like what physicalists do.
Yeah, we're not guessing.
Yes, you are, because it's an inductive argument that you're using. It's
Yeah.
like on a scale of probability.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's
Induction.
A guess. That's what a guess
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so why are you saying it's not a guess, and then you just said
I
it's
said
a guess?
it constitutes knowledge. There's nothing wrong.
No, you said it's not a guess.
Please don't interrupt me when
I'm not
I'm
interrupting you.
responding to you. Inductive inferences are perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with having degrees of confidence in your assessment. There's nothing wrong.
So like if you know anything about an inductive argument, it works on a scale of probability, so you can't make like absolute claims about
I just said that.
Okay, so then you can't tell me that physicists can explain what matter is. Like
Yes,
again,
they can.
you run into no. You can't. You run into Hempel's dilemma, because again, like you just conceded you can't make any knowledge claims about it. It works on probability.
Nothing wrong. Inductive inferences are knowledge.
No, you cannot know, you cannot make a probability claim and say that you know
Yes,
the thing
I
that
can.
you're talking about.
Yes, I can.
Nope, that's not how logic works.
Yes, it is. It actually is how logic works.
Nope. Inductive reasoning works on a scale of probability.
Yes.
So if you're making a probabilistic claim, that's not a certain claim.
That's true. It's not certain.
Okay, well,
it's
there
still,
you go.
You have to know how-
knowledge. It's still knowledge.
That's not my argument.
You have to
That's
know
not
how
my
probability
argument
works,
is not
though.
that it's not knowledge. It's that you cannot make a knowledge, like an absolute knowledge.
I don't propose to make an absolute knowledge claim. I'm saying inductive
Good. Then we
inferences.
get back to Hempel's dilemma, where you can't explain the universe.
Yes, I can.
So you can't trust your.
I can't.
Okay, we're going in circles here.
No, well, the issue here is you seem to be of the opinion that the only knowledge we can have is by deductive inferences.
We can only make truth claims from. We can only prove conclusions. We can only prove things given deductive arguments.
Yeah, that's literally false.
Okay, I feel like you have a misunderstanding of what a deductive and what an inductive argument is.
No, I know what they are.
Okay, so
and
how does an inductive argument give you proof?
It gives you truth claims.
How does it give you proof?
Proof. It doesn't give you deductive certainty. I haven't made that claim.
Okay, perfect. So that's what I mean. This is the point I'm trying to make. This is the point I'm making is that since you cannot make truth claims, then you cannot assert an assertion.
Well, you're
an
saying
assertion is making a truth claim.
You see, you keep switching between you keep telling me I can't make truth claims,
you're
and
not
that's
following.
false. No, I am. I understand this stuff.
I promise you.
So I can make truth claim. I can make truth claims. I can make propositions that are true by inductive inferences.
Nope, they work on a scale of probability.
Well, you can make truth claims.
Yes, that's right.
She's saying that you can make truth claims with a probability, but he's saying that you don't have absolute certainty, and I think both are true.
I never claimed that.
Yeah.
I never claimed that.
Yeah, but we can make truth claims and be wrong.
No, you can't. I would say you can't.
Well, that's why it's a claim.
Truth claim is contingent on. A truth claim is contingent on proof. If you're not even attempting to give me proof and you're giving me probability, then I don't think that's a truth claim. I think that's a probability claim.
No, probability claims can be true or false.
Yeah, a truth claim doesn't have to be true. It's that there's the claim that it is true, and that claim can be true or false. And then there's a probability associated with the truth value of that claim, right?
Right. Besides, yeah. So you can make a good argument containing inductive inferences, and that argument can be cogent, right?
To me, when we're talking about truth claims, we're talking about like a proof, or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, a truth claim is.
Yes. I understand. I already told you.
When you have certainty.
Well, there's the claim.
I understand.
There's the claim, and then there's what affirms or backs up that claim.
But if we're talking about a truth claim, it's like a claim. It's like a claim that I have the truth, right? So then, if you're claiming that you have the truth, like you're not using an inductive argument, you're using a deductive
that's
argument.
just false.
Because that's the only thing that has the ability to
just
claim
wrong
proof.
because inductive propositions can be true also.
And a truth claim could be.
We're talking about certainty, though.
I don't. Yes, it's not certain. I've said that several times. They're not certain. They're probable, but they're still true.
No, they're not true.
Yeah.
No, you think that they're true. Remember, they're probable.
Yes.
So there's the probability of them being true.
But a truth
No.
claim could be totally baseless, and the claim itself could even be false. But the claim could also be true, and then the probabilities are just the best method we have of assessing the truth value of that claim. Like, the only thing we could know for certain is that we exist. And maybe a couple other things, but
yeah, I probably disagree on that as well, just given like we have like mathematics that can like explain like some of the patterns that we have, like using that deductive reason that I'm talking about. But I think we're getting on a semantic, part of me thinks we're getting on a semantic issue here, because the point I'm trying to make is that we have an inductive argument going up against a deductive argument. And so to me, the deductive argument that proves the conclusion is the most plausible like route that we should take, rather than an inductive argument that is works on a scale of probability.
I don't know what that was, mostly gibberish.
So we have Hyperianism that gives a deductive ontological like explanation of the universe, and then we have like physicalists that give an inductive like argument. So to me, the deductive argument is always going to be better.
Well, what is it? Well, then, okay, I'll go with that. What is the deductive argument that and that accounts for the origin of the universe? What is the deductive argument?
So that would go back to like the Euler's formula that we were talking about.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me that argument.
Yeah, so Euler's formula like describes like a mathematical point.
No, give the argument. Give the argument. I want.
That's the argument. You just have to stop talking. So basically, Euler's formula is like a mathematical formula that, when you deduce claims about it, describes a mathematical point which has no space and time, creating the space-time domain through a Fourier transform. It's all things that you deduce from the equation.
So that's another claim. I'm looking for a premise.
Yeah, so the mathematical equation is like the whole argument. Like it's like
so you're talking about things. You're not telling me what the actual argument is. I want the actual argument. It would go something like if P then Q. It would go something like if P then Q, P therefore
that's
Q. That's
the way if you want to like confuse people that you express it, but like we're talking.
No, that's called logic.
You're right. Mathematics is logic.
Yes, I'm aware of that. So what I just described was modus ponens.
I'm describing it in mathematical equations because that's the easiest way to understand it, and doesn't like incorporate linguistics, which like makes people confused.
So an equation isn't an argument. I'm looking for a premise.
It's just a mathematical way to write the argument that you're looking for. You just want the like linguistics.
Then go ahead. Then provide me with the argument.
I'm providing you the mathematical argument.
No,
to me, the linguistics argument is like what's dangerous.
You've talked about the argument. You haven't actually given me the argument.
I have. It's called Euler's.
Yes, that's talking about it. What actually is the argument?
So what's the conclusion? So you're saying that mathematics deduces a state of the universe in which everything collapses into zero?
Sort of, yeah. Like, I mean, we could definitely go with that if you wanted to, but like, yeah, like from this equation, you deduce like a complete model of the universe.
But how does mathematics cause something physical to realize?
Through what's called a Fourier transform.
Yes, I know what that
Well,
is. That's just a mathematical operation. You'd
Perfect.
have to.
well,
How does that make something real come into
So
existence?
yeah, math is just
so it's
describing behavior. So what is actually behaving according to the mathematical description? I guess
the
is that the
wave. So
question?
ontological mathematics. Yeah, I get what he's trying to say. So like ontological mathematics is like the so we say in Hyperianism we say there's only math in mind. So it's the mathematical way that the wave particles perform. And the wave particles are just like what make up everything.
So, but aren't they
Well,
physical?
okay.
No, they're mental.
No.
Because like if they were physical, if they were physical, then like you would be able to like tell me like what consciousness is and shit like that. But like you can't
Tell you what that is. So I'm still not getting how mathematics creates real physical things like a table.
Yeah, so I would say that the Euler's formula describes like a mathematical point that exists in the frequency domain, which is like, doesn't have any matter or anything, and explains logically how through the process of a Fourier transform can something dimensionless and extensionless create something that is like has space and time.
Right. So all you said was that this Euler's formula describes something, but that doesn't make things come into existence. Describing something, words are not magic. They don't make things come into being.
That's not what I'm saying though. I'm saying this is the
You
process.
literally
No. I'm saying this is the process that is used. I'm giving you the process that's used. It's
By
called a
what?
Fourier
What?
transform.
The process that is used by what?
By the wave particles that I was just been talking about. If to me, you're not even listening.
No, but the wave particles don't exist.
Sure they do. They have aseity.
No. Oh, okay. Magic.
Yeah, aseity is magic, sure.
Well, yeah, it is. It says that things exist. They just bring themselves into being. That's what it says.
That's not magic. That's literally a necessary, it's necessary for the universe, because if you start with something that doesn't have aseity, then that's not logical and you get infinite regress.
So I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, Brenda, but I guess we're wondering, you and I, what is the thing, whether physical or not, that is behaving according to this math? Because the math itself doesn't just exist as a behavior. It is a thing that it behaves according to the math.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, so I answered that a bunch of times. I said it's the wave particles, and then you asked me where do the wave particles come from?
See,
they come from aseity.
Yeah, so what I think of this is you have this magical mathematical formula that you believe in that you don't understand. It's a level of math
I'm
you don't
explaining it. You don't get it.
But you can't actually do that level of math.
Clearly.
And so you treat it like it's a magical incantation.
No, I'm sorry that you can't understand it, but
But
not
well,
true.
no, you go ahead and give me the argument then.
At this point, I mean, to be honest, when you joined, I thought that you were like being like very highbrow about
I literally did talk for like about a couple minutes.
Yeah, but when you started talking, you're like, oh, like you should like look up like what this word means. Like when I didn't know a word, like you're being very bad faith about this argument. So I mean, to me, I'm probably gonna check out of here and go to the after show for my debate or whatever. But I'll come back or whatever and say hello every now and then or whatever. And definitely talk to you guys.
We should maybe actually, if you want to debate
sure,
debate
yeah,
sometime,
I would love to
do
debate
that.
you.
Or yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you
That'd be fun.
here, let me throw my email in the let me throw my email. Where's like a chat in this Discord? Is it the general chat?
You can just right click on somebody, message them.
Okay, perfect. All right.
And do you have a channel?
Yeah, I do have a channel. It's like got like only like a small amount of things on it right now, but yeah, I'll definitely give it to you. Give me a sec.
Or you could put it up on the stream so people can hear if you want.
Oh shit. Okay, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just BOI period.
Well, there's.
What is it?
Oh, we're the only people watching this. It's, I mean, there's 2 people watching.
My channel name is BOI period for people who might stumble upon this later.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I might be already subscribed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think I have Brenda's email. I should. Standing for Truth was watching earlier.
Oh, watching this?
Yeah.
He's like not in his own after show for his own like channel.
I think he popped in for a little bit. But yeah. He pays attention to what I'm doing sometimes.
I'd debate him, but I don't think he would ever debate me.
He would totally. He loves debating.
He runs away whenever I ask him.
Nah, I could probably set you guys up, low key.
I wouldn't mind.
Dope. Yeah, I'll even do that as like a party favor.
Snack. He'd be a light snack.
Yeah, I've been meaning to debate him lately too. But he sets me up with a lot of debates. He'll be like, "Hey, this Christian wants to debate you."
Yeah, he's the plug.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to debate other Christians too, besides him.
Yeah, I debated Matt Slick through him. And Kent Hovind and
boring as fuck.
Well, kind of. His arguments are boring.
Well,
Yeah,
Kent Hovind just has a script, sort of like Matt Slick does.
Yeah.
I've talked to Matt Slick. He can be okay at times.
Yeah, I think I kind of put him in a defensive mood though. Right out of the gate.
Matt?
Yeah. Cuz I was going pretty hard.
Yeah, you swept his dumb ass.
I feel like I could have done better, and I hopefully have set up. SFT said he'd be willing to do a round 2. I just felt like could have been like a little clearer on what I was saying. Cuz I don't.
I mean,
I just
like,
argue
my
off the
thing is
top of
that,
my
like,
head. So it's not always
but you
that
did a good
practiced.
job of like being like aggressive or whatever. I would say that you definitely didn't let him like beg the question like a bunch of times.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That's
I
what
just
counts, is like not letting them commit fallacies and letting other people see that like they're committing fallacies.
Yeah. Well, he has a specific out where he's like, "Well, it's fine that I'm committing that fallacy cuz you're doing it too." So I think
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think I could explain better that he's like, "Well, it's okay to do this fallacy because it's okay for the Christian to question beg because internally it all makes sense, but it's not okay for the atheist to do it." But I think I probably could have done a better job explaining, like, look, neither of us can start with any conclusion like atheism or theism unless we already know that our reasoning is at least somewhat reliable. Like, we have to start there, but he wants to start at God before he knows his reasoning is reliable, which requires his reasoning to be sound in the first place to know that God instantiates reasoning. So That's
I would literally fall asleep if I was debating him.
Yeah, it became pretty circular at some point.
Yeah. It would be cool to, I mean, if you want to just for fun, like I'm trying to make my like catalog like bigger or whatever. So like if you want to debate like as well, like I think that would be fun to like have like a back and forth, because it seems to me you don't like agree with like the fact that these numbers have any like ontological like relation. So I'd love to like talk about that in detail with you if you'd like.
Me or Brenda? Or both?
What?
Are you talking to me or Brenda?
Oh, you. But I mean Brenda as well. But I mean, yeah, but yeah, Brenda as well. But I mean, definitely you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to look into the stuff. Here, I'll give you my email, and then you should send me like some equations or some resources for that.
Cool. Yeah, I could do that.
I'll put my email in the general chat. All right. And then I'll put it in the YouTube chat as well, just in case.
All right, and my channel should be in the general chat as well for you, Brenda. And then here, like I'll save your email here. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I really just came to say what's up. I've like been watching your channel like vaguely for like a little while, and I would say like I like enjoy your like disposition, and I think that you're like definitely one of the more rational people out there. I definitely got some like I definitely got some contentions like with your like socialism debate that you had for sure, but I mean I don't really like to talk about politics that much, but
Oh yeah.
maybe you could just do that on the side. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of against a lot of the atheist grain in some of my politics, so you gotta keep it interesting sometimes.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get into this after show for my debate, and I'll hang out there for a little bit and then go to sleep. But yeah,
All right,
it was
man.
nice talking to you, my man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and thanks for coming in, and
Alrighty.
yeah, I might follow you there actually.
Cool, sounds like fun.
All right.
All right.
See ya. You still there, Brenda?
Yeah. But if
Yeah.
you're going, I'll go.
Well, I'll hang out for a little bit. Yeah,
it's getting toward.
Yeah, I think we had similar contentions with what he was saying. I thought some of it made sense because he's not really taking it to a theist place, but it's a little bit woo, I think. Because yeah, like you said, the math doesn't just do things on its own. And I think he wasn't understanding like I think it wasn't really understanding how we can know things without knowing everything. But I mean, it's a legitimate question to have. All right. Well, that was well, we got a discussion tonight. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. my wife. Oh, shit. I'm really gonna die. Can I pull this off? Damn stormcloaks. Ugh. This is the problem of being a pure mage. I want to take out a sword, but that would be against the roll. But Itra's gonna beat his ass. And I took an arrow to the face. Alright. I gotta get to... Now that the conversation's over, I gotta get to Dawnstar. And show everyone my plans. Because I've got something special waiting for me in Dawnstar. Like I said. Right when Boy came on. Stormcloaks? Any Stormcloaks around here?
Got left on the water. It's where I belong.
Alright.
What am I going to do?
Wow, what's wrong?
Oh, hi.
You an orphan or something?
Really? Do you...
I could adopt you.
place I could live?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow. Are you sure? You really wouldn't mind?
Yeah. I'm sure. I had a hatchling once. And he was taken from me. Where were you born, by the way? Are you my long lost son? Are you my son?
Really? You mean it? Wow, thanks, Pa. I promise I won't be any trouble at all.
He's my long lost son. Now that we are reunited,
Just let me get my things and say goodbye to everyone. Huh?
you will never be a burden to me. Meet your mother. She is also green.
Just let me get my things and say goodbye to everyone. I'll meet you at home. Thanks. Thanks again.
That's my boy. Do you see that? He's my long lost boy. You can tell because of his toes. He's got the same toes as me.
Just let me get my things and say goodbye to everyone. I'll meet you at home. Thanks. Thanks again.
You can't travel alone, boy. I'm going with you. Let's go right now.
Still here.
What is it?
Where is that boy?
What do you need, my thing?
This is great.
It's everything I could have asked for. I know it's not much, but I found a few little things. I put them in the chest in my room. If you see anything you want, take it. You've done so much for me. It's the least I can do.
I am your sword and your shield.
Hello, Lydia. What happened here?
What do you need, my thing?
Cook something for my boy. Not eggs, though.
What do you need, my thing?
Dragon's Reach is so cool. All the kids there are mean, though.
What? Kids being mean to my boy? Oh, that little bitch. Braith. Whatever.
Yes?
Yeah. She sucks. She's always bullying that Battleborn boy. I'm gonna mess up that Braith. Got my iron fists right to her face. I don't even care if it's child abuse. She's abusing my child. Go hang out with Aunt Lydia. I'm gonna go upstairs with your mom. Whoops. Must have had too much mead.
I'm right behind you.
Hey there, sugar. Looking mighty fine tonight.
Still here.
Do a dance for me. Huh. That's it? Fine. I'll just go to bed.
Sleep well.
Hey, you're not my wife.
Does it matter? You're warm, dry, and still very much alive. That's more than we said for old Grelad.
Oh.
Half of
All right.
Skyrim knows.
I gotta go.
Old